It has been a little bit of a time since I've made a bit of a vlog for my channel. Months actually, I think it was September. Back then I was making a series I called The Homeless Crusade. I was spending time in a park in order to, stay warm during the night. It's not the most safe or legal thing I could have done, but it kept me close to those I care about, right? And it worked out pretty well, pretty well. If any of you are interested in what had gone on during that time, the vlog from my last couple weeks and that are up on my channel. Feel free to go take a look at those. I had some pretty neat adventures and possibly another video to put up there that I had accomplished in support of the church I go to while while being homeless. It was a lot of fun and probably one of my better edits. That said, a lot has happened since then, obviously. It is a new year. Happy New Year to those who haven't received those warm welcomes. I'm willing to give those to people who need some help. As, as you can see, I do have a place now. It's not what I expected to feel when I first moved in. I didn't feel like it was as much of a home as it should have been. Now I'm settling in. I have most of my stuff moved in, and it's been since October. I moved in October 1st. It's why those homeless vlog videos had stopped, and I slowed down on posting on my channel. I posted a couple of music videos, just fiddling around to see what I wanted to do with the thing, and I'm still not totally sure if I'm even gonna pursue this kind of social media career or anything like that. It's not slow moving things aren't really my pace, but the world's not gonna run at my speed, so who knows? I could figure something out. Let's see. I've learned a lot. Back on my old vlog videos, I was in a relationship with quite literally the love of my life, 8 years running, and then I made a terrible mistake with her family, and it just blew up from there. I tried to do things in my power to uh, halt the issue in its tracks and proceeded to make more mistakes, the biggest of which was my hearing became selective and I didn't respect their wishes to be left alone, and that destroyed me for a while because it lost me a lot. But it taught me some things. It taught me, well, I guess starting out at the taught me isn't the greatest way to put it because it would be hard to explain. It humbled me. I'll put it that way. It humbled me. It showed me that I am capable of screwing up. I've always had a bad habit of thinking I'm the smartest person in the room. Most times I am. It's going to sound egotistical, but I'm almost always right. I hate putting it that way, but when people pick my brain for information or they confide in me, I'm usually correct in the things I tell them to. It's usually not what they'd want to hear, but like I said, I'm usually right, so I'm not used to... It got me in the habit of thinking the world revolved around me, and this entire situation, these last couple of months with this woman I care about who wants nothing to do with me, it's showing us some light on just how cruel I must have been. That was probably the hardest lesson I've ever had to learn. Other than that, no, the other things I've just learned is how to take care of myself. This year's probably going to be my hardest year, just because it's the first year where I'm completely on my own with no outside assistance kind of thing. I have my resources from friends and stuff. They'll come through when they need to be, but this year's the first year where I'm not uh, relying on anyone to get by. 1 second. Picking up that metal piece and fidgeting with. Ah, God damn it. First time I've actually had to be an adult. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I'm only just now deciding to make this follow-up vlog as a way to kind of reconnect with the stuff I had talked about or had tried to think about over the course of the last year. Because moving into the more difficult time of the year, while jobless at the moment, is going to be a tough transition and one I've never really had to go through. I find it because I'm 21, still a young adult in that process of figuring things out. I'm a little late to the punch on a lot of stuff. Yeah, just a lot of things connecting. It's going to make it really hard on me, so I figured I'd make a follow-up just to go back to if I ever need to, because motivation's one of the hardest things in this world to have. I know I lack it pretty much daily. I find it even a struggle to go and open that door when I'm hungry for food, but I'm gonna chalk that down to just that the roof over my head has started to make me lazy. Is kind of where my mind sits on that. What was I talking about? Right. One of the things I wanted to bring up in this vlog was that I wasn't really dealt the best hand in life, even in my like early childhood, ages 3, 4, 5, 10, 13. Like I've been brought through hell more times than I'd really like to count. And part of that is damaging. And one suggestion a lot of people have given me is to get into like therapies or try different medications for behavioral stuff. Issue with that is I have done those things, and uh, as much as other people can relate to how much those help, I'm one of the few cases where the damage is permanent. Where I'll never be the same. I'll never be who I wanted to be, if that makes sense. So the difficult part that I wanted to talk about is because I'm hoping some people can relate to this, and I'm hoping that this can help them. Uh, as much as me making this video is going to help me, I'm hoping. Is that I can relate to the people who don't have a way out, who don't feel human, I guess. Because I brought up before, and I tell a lot of my friends this, that I'm not what would be labeled as normal. I can be very odd, and it's kind of like how my personality revolves around. And the biggest thing I do to not let the downsides of all of the stuff going on to control me is I try to remember that I shouldn't change to fit in. It's I can use an example here. It's a hard example, and I'm gonna struggle to get it out. But one of the things that kind of drove a wedge between me and my now ex was that I had tried to change 100% of everything about me to be what I thought that she wanted without ever even consulting that that's what she wanted, because no one will ever tell you that they want you to change for this reason. And the people who do don't actually want you to change, they want to hurt you. That's that. But I had tried to completely renew myself without any means to do so, or even real reason to. And I had lost sight of the fact that the people in my life, my own family, my friends, my girlfriend, they cared for who I was, and my girlfriend had fallen in love with who I was and not who I was trying to be. Who you try to be is just someone who will depress you. And I found that out in a rather damning and difficult way. I it's not a situation I'd wish upon my worst enemy. This video will be going up as raw footage. I couldn't be bothered to edit it. Plus, if I go to edit it, I'm gonna cut out parts that I think I'd be embarrassed about, and all of this is not stuff I'd really want to put out there, as it is making myself vulnerable on the internet. And there are going to be people out there who don't want to hear this kind of thing, and or to like depress them, or it's not what they need, and there'll also be those people in that category who will think that I'm uh, complaining and whining for the attention or to prove a point, and because it's in my mind and ADHD is making me go a little crazy right now. I kind of want to highlight that that's not the reason why I started making the vlogs back then. And it's also not the reason why I'm hoping to try and see if I can continue making them now. I don't think I'm going to do them daily like I was trying to do before. But the reason why I'm doing these is kind of just to document. Well, to document myself, which is a little egotistical, I will admit that. It's kind of almost makes me feel a little selfish to think that my story is, or like, the way I am is at all going to be influential or insightful or helpful to people in any way, as I have my fair share of chaos. In fact, it kind of follows me around. Biggest part of it is I've made songs on this. Literally embracing the chaos is one of the greatest things that I have ever done, and it made no sense, but it ended up working out, so it is the way I am, right? But one of the hopes I have is, because I struggle with like people and other things, is one of the hopes I have is that people who know me and people who don't know me, they don't really understand why I'm me. It's like I said, it's difficult to explain even to a camera, let alone to an actual person face to face. A lot of times I have close friends. My two best friends, I've been friends with them for 9 years now. Um, Very strong friendship. There are just no ways for any of the three of us to talk to the other about the stuff that's happened in our lives, right? Because I tend to attract people who have been through uh, hell themselves. But I'm getting off track, aren't I? I don't even remember where I had started with this. Um, Part of this is to kind of have a way to slowly but surely put myself out there and hope that I can connect with people, both people I know and both people I don't, as I mentioned before, as either a way to have them know more and more about me. There are things I can't talk about. There are things even my own parents don't know, and secrets that just will hurt people more than it will help. And when I get close to people, those secrets, as much as they stay secrets, it's like they leave a stain on connections I make, and it harms people. So it's those moments where you close your eyes and there's a frame on the back of your eyelids of what this could possibly be, and you can't label out the truth and whatnot. But like in the end, what I'm hoping for is to have that be completely obsolete, and that talking in this way is without it being under the pressure of being around friends or family or cared ones or things like that, where I can be who I really am, where I can kind of stop forcing myself to smile when I'm around those people, to be more open-minded because it's more like I'm talking to myself, like those conversations I know people, including myself, have with, like, how do I put this? I have a tendency to have conversations with my own memories. And if I do that, I know that there's people out there that'll do that too. Like, if they don't even recognize it, still a chance that there are plenty of people in my life that do the same thing. But this is kind of that. This is kind of just to get my spoken word out there, to help relate to people who are in dire situations, a to try to be a bit of an anchor, to be a point of reference, to uh, share who I am in order to connect. I've actually been trying to explain this for what, like looking like 8 minutes. Jesus. But that's about it. Uh, there's not much to it really. I think what I'll probably do after, making this one gave me a bit of a time to think about how I'd feel actually going up to the camera here. And by the way, sorry for the poor quality. It is a laptop camera, so it's not the greatest. Um, what I might do is I might make a vlog whenever I have like an actual story to share, kind of thing, and in between maybe the odd gaming here and there. I don't know yet. I'd have to see where my timeline's up. Um, I have a couple more songs on the way for my Destroyer Worlds album that is also up on my channel. I have, I think, 3 out of the 6. I might have miscounted. But I had a lot of fun making those. The voice is AI generated. I know people will frown upon that, but for the first one, the beat was also made by an AI, but the other ones I created the beat, the lyrics, and I've actually created the bot that makes the voice as well. So it is completely homegrown, because I know part of the whole frowned upon AI music is using that open source garbage, which it's not. Um, but other than that, Uh, as per usual, if you like these, feel free to drop a like on the video, leave a comment for any questions, comments, concerns you might have for me. I'll do my best to answer as many of them as I can. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoy these vlogs and any of my other content when it goes up, if I ever decide how a path to actually go through. That should probably do it. Yeah. This feels like a real weight off of me. It's 20 minutes of me just rambling about current events, I guess. Uh, but yeah, no. I appreciate any interactions I get. Anyway, I'm the Ginger Psychopath. You all have a good day.